Tonight, we are in Great Small Works art studio, and this is a really intensively used workspace where creative disciplines construct props and build all the things they need for direct actions that we then take out into the streets. We're planning for this really big event that's coming up, and as usual, we've bitten off more than we can chew, and have committed to doing something we're not sure that we can really do yet, but we still have a few days left, and we're working overtime to get everything ready.
We're redoing the corporate loopholes logo on their uniforms. These are cheerleaders for the tax dodgers.
I am making 99% baseball caps for the 99% team.
I am making pennants for the tax dodgers. It is a common baseball novelty, and the Screen Printers Guild helped us out with this. It looks pretty professional, I'd say. It's a lot of effort, but that's because we do it all by hand, you know. It's rewarding to put that much effort in.
There's our first guys, check it out! So the loopholes are the cheerleaders for the tax dodgers. I know baseball teams don't normally have cheerleaders, but we're kind of fudging that a little bit, and this baseball team does because they're the 1%. They can have whatever they want. Loopholes represent the loopholes in the tax law that these corporations use to avoid paying taxes, which is kind of one of the big messages that we're trying to push here with the tax dodgers. That's how they dodge taxes, is using loopholes.
Zero is how much many of America's biggest companies are paying in income taxes. That's according to a new study which looked at tax bills for 280 major companies over the last 3 years, and that zero tax rate is all perfectly legal.
Most of what they do is probably legal, but some of what they do is almost certainly illegal. And how do we know that? Because they go to great lengths to hide what they're doing so the IRS can't find out about it. Hi, I'm Bob McIntyre, and I'm Director of Citizens for Tax Justice. We fight for fair and sustainable taxes so that the middle class and the poor people in this country get a fair shake. Oh, we can't afford to help out the kids who want to go to college. Oh, we can't save the environment. Gee, we'd like to build some roads and repair the bridges. Can't do it because we're broke. Well, we're only broke because they cut taxes mainly on wealthy people. The government is broke. The country's not broke. You know, we're still the richest country in the world, but we also have the lowest taxes. We did a study last fall looking at 280 of the biggest companies, all of them making lots of money, and their average tax rate was half of what they're supposed to pay. A quarter of the companies paid less than 10% in taxes. 30 of them paid no taxes at all over the 3 years we looked at. And they were big companies, you know, General Electric, which hasn't paid anything in taxes to speak of over the last 10 years. We went back and looked at GE for 10 years, and their taxes were somewhere between plus 2% and minus 2% over the whole period. I mean, a huge company like that, one of the most profitable in the world, and it pays nothing in taxes to the federal government. If General Electric gets a check from the government, the taxpayers, the rest of us, the 99% who don't get that, are the ones who have to pay for it.
We've experienced a financial coup in this country, and these guys are cleaning out the store. So it's very important. I think it's a very important piece of theater. Theater does something that you just can't do. People don't want to hear facts. People sort of know the facts at this point. If you package a story, people are with you. Humor always reaches right across to people. Baseball has all the statistics, so it's a natural fit to lay out some of the tax dodging that's going on.
You may also know Bank of America as the division leader in foreclosure frauds, having falsely pushed thousands of families out of their homes.
We sort of tightening up our introduction and working on some of our gags, trying to come up with more jokes to throw in. Most worried about the other team because we're just going to kind of call out to the crowd who wants to play against the 1%, and we suck at baseball, so like that could be a problem, but you know, we'll see. The comforting news is that it doesn't matter if we suck because the gimmick is we pay the umps, and then all of a sudden we're winning like crazy, and you know, we're safe every time no matter what, and it'll be fine.
The crystallizing moment for me was a videotape of corporate executives out on a balcony of the New York Stock Exchange, drinking and looking down and smiling at the demonstrators. I said, no, 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 you don't. My name is Ray Lewis. I am a retired Philadelphia police captain. I served on the force for 24 years before I retired, which was 8 years ago. When you have people in power whose greed is never satisfied, you're going to have destruction of people's lives and destruction of the earth. And we can see that every day. When you can make that much money and not care about how it's affecting others, that's a primary characteristic of a sociopath. People get upset with welfare for the poor. And the Republican and conservative parties have done an excellent job in making people feel that their low place in society is due to the minorities on welfare. And everybody thinks, well, you know, if it wasn't the welfare for the minorities, I wouldn't have to pay so much in taxes. Little do they know that corporate welfare dwarfs social welfare. Corporate America does not want that information to get out, neither do politicians. Because politicians' campaigns are financed by corporate contributions. Subsequently, these bribes they receive, they respond to them by making laws that benefit the corporations and not the people.
Hi, my name is Doug Klopp, and I serve as the Deputy Director for Program for Common Cause here in Washington, D.C. Common Cause is a governmental watchdog group. We try to hold power accountable. And we do that by drawing attention to the issue of money in politics and the ever-growing corporate control of our democracy.
Big corporations and the richest 1% of Americans have poured hundreds of millions of dollars into Washington, purchasing enormous political influence and drowning out the voices of average Americans.
Corporations have a tremendous amount of power these days, and that power has been exacerbated by the Supreme Court's decisions that say corporations are people and money is speech. Probably the most infamous is the Citizens United decision of just a few years ago.
Corporations are people, my friend. We can raise taxes on, of course they are. Everything corporations earn ultimately goes to people. So, where do you think it goes?
We're talking about an aggregation of wealth in this country in the hands of a few that we've never seen, or certainly haven't seen since the time of the robber barons or the Gilded Age in the 20s. For the Supreme Court to say in Citizens United that there's no real evidence of corruption if they were allowed to use their unlimited resources to impact American elections, for many Americans, I don't think passes the straight face test.
Back in the 1880s, there was an amendment to the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, that was designed to protect freed slaves and guarantee them the rights of everybody else. Shortly after that, a corporation, a railroad corporation, managed to use that amendment to get for itself the rights of people also. And ever since then, corporations have used that ruling, saying that they have a right to free speech, where now corporations can spend any amount of money they want on political campaigns because spending money is their version of speaking. That's what this law says. It's insane, but that's what it says.
So today, for the first time, we tried to put all the pieces together, and that's a lot. That's the script, that's the announcer, that's the players, and we realized that we have to perform it in a situation that we don't even have control over. Plus, there's going to be police around us trying to maybe even stop what we're doing at the moment we're doing it. So it's going to be a really crazy circumstance to try and do a performance this complicated.
Next time on Voice of Art.